Hi guys, what's up? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad you're here. We all do survive one way or another, don't we? I want to talk about your inner Medea. Now, if you haven't watched the Medea movies by Tyler Perry, you better go check them out because as an estranged parent, really important. I want to talk about Newton's third law of motion. Basically, this is what it is. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Now, I want to talk about how we normally react throughout the time that we're raising kids. And sometimes we want to coddle them. And there are times when our kids say, "Oh, Mom, I hate you." And we say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And it breaks our heart and this and that. And um, I want to talk about, hey, I want to talk about what I wrote today, which I think is really important. A normal reaction of a loving parent is to apologize, do whatever it takes to make things right, and bow down to their children, and subsequently, their adult children. We as parents have to instill Newton's third law. We have to react opposite of what we have been doing because what we have been doing has not worked. It has left us estranged, alone, sad, mad, frustrated, anything along the negative spectrum is what we have experienced. And it takes a while after an estrangement, if someone decides they're not going to do this anymore, to accept the situation and move on and actually thrive despite not having your children in your life. And so the inner Medea in me, if you watch the movie, she says, "Oh, hell no." And there was a point when one of her family members was getting beaten, and she gave that girl a piping hot uh, pan of grits. And that girl threw those grits on, on the abuser and taught him a lesson. And I'm not saying anyone should go throw grits on anyone unless they're cold. Then, maybe you can have a food fight. But I think it's time parents said enough is enough. I'm no longer going to react the way you're used to. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to bow down. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to give you what you want so you don't walk out of my life. It's time you say enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I am no longer going to play your game. You've written the rules. You've held control over the pieces and where I'm going to move and what I'm going to say and how I'm going to act. And if you want me to watch your children, which are my grandchildren, I have to do it your way. And then it's going to be, we're going to have a list of rules and regulations. And if I don't follow them, then you're just going to cut me off. Well, you know what? The truth is, no matter what you do, and no matter how many times you kiss their behinds, they're going to do what they want to do anyways. Why? Because that's just the way they are. There is nothing else I can say about it. You can say, well, I keep the peace and I don't say anything and I don't come up against my daughter because she'll take my grandkids and I just have to do what you. No, you don't. And I'll tell you why. Your grandchildren are learning that they can control you as well. When they see their mom or dad controlling you, they say, well, grandma will do what my mom or dad says because all I have to do is tell her she can't see me anymore, or I won't spend time with her, or she won't be able to come to my birthday party. So I can get what I want from her. And that just ends up being a huge mess. I think it's time we say, oh, hell no. Oh, no. If I was good enough to raise you, and you seem during that time to be a decent human being, and no one in the family seemed to be unworthy of being a parent, I think I did okay, and therefore, no, you're not changing the rules. I'm going to grandparent with love, with compassion, with kindness. I'm going to be stern, I'm going to discipline, and I'm going to do what it takes to raise decent human grandchildren. We are not doing it your way. And if you want to take them from me, that is your decision. You will have to live with the consequences. Because there are children out there who will love me and appreciate me. And if I don't see my grandchildren until they turn 18 and they can come and find me again, so be it. But we're not doing it your way. This is not Burger King. We are not. Sorry about that. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about. Bring out your inner Medea. Choose to do Newton's third law. And get on that horse. That's all I've got, and I'll be back.